We have right now the top 10 quarterbacks going into the 2023-2024 NFL season. What a fun-packed year it was in 2022 to 2023, and it's going to be more to come with the talent at the quarterback position going forward. Tyler, start us off.
Obviously, these are our opinions, but in this instance, our opinions are correct. So listen up. Number one, clearly and obviously, no one can debate it at this point. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, and he is the best player in the league. He is the most talented quarterback I've ever seen at the position. There is no debating that. I mean, his style of play, he is so incredibly humble. I mean, just watching him with the amount of arm angles he has, and he doesn't throw interceptions. He doesn't make mistakes. He plows through, injuries. The greats work through injuries like Patrick Mahomes did in the playoffs with a high ankle sprain. Legends are made.
And he doesn't have an overwhelming amount of talent to work with on that offense.
He did not have a lot of talent this year other than Travis Kelce. It was a bit of a makeshift wide receiver core this year. Patrick Mahomes, no doubt in my mind, is number one.
All right. That'll go to number two. I mean, Tyler and I were scratching our heads about this. Do we go Allen? Do we go Burrow? What do we do? Ultimately, we chose Joe Burrow for number two. Really what he's been able to do in Cincinnati and how he's been able to transcend that Bengals offense into something truly remarkable is beyond me. He has one of the worst offensive lines in the league year in and year out, but yet he continues to prove himself as a top-tier quarterback. Joe Burrow has led the Cincinnati Bengals in his first 2 real years to back-to-back AFC championships, coming off of a torn ACL. What he's doing in Cincinnati is extremely special. Him and Zach Taylor seem to have a pretty cool bond. And I think that adding to that offensive line with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, the talent that they have on that offense, I think the Bengals are going to be a force to be reckoned with, and they will win a Super Bowl within the next 2 to 3 years.
100% agree. Joey Burr has ice in his veins. The man does not get rattled. He is so fun to watch. He's also just like the coolest guy ever. Joey Burr. It's a guy
that video of him throwing in the snow and like turning around like that. I don't know if you saw that. It went viral on like
credit to Justin Fields. Justin Fields was the first one to do that, but Joey Burr made it cooler. Number 3, coming in hot. At the beginning of the year, I would have made an argument that him and Mahomes were 1A, 1B, but I think Josh Allen regressed a bit this year. The man has shown that his decision-making ability is subpar. He makes way too many mistakes. He has the arm talent. He throws a crazy amount of touchdowns. He can do it all with his legs. But it's come to the point where he's regressing, and his offense, the offensive mind in Buffalo are not helping him out. I think they need to make some moves, get rid of McDermott and, potentially a new offensive coordinator, because it just wasn't working this year compared to what we've seen the last 2 years.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I love you, Tyler, but I probably disagreed with half your points there. I think Sean McDermott is a great coach, and I do think that Josh Allen.
He's a great defensive-minded coach. He has no creativity on the offense, and he does not know how to make in-game adjustments, as we've seen time in and time out the last 3 years of the playoffs. They don't make adjustments, and they lose, and they look terrible doing it.
I would agree with that. I don't think Josh Allen has regressed at all, though. I do think that Josh Allen has a tendency to do too much. And I think that that's something that the Bills need to address. They need to get a running back that is productive and that can actually make plays. They need to improve their offensive line. They need to get some other weapons out there besides Stephon Diggs. So, yes, I do think Josh Allen had a worse year than he has previous, but I don't think he's regressed overall as a player. I think that he just needs to learn how to take a step back and not do too much, as Joe Burrow proves, game in and game out, Patrick Mahomes, so on and so forth, right? But good point, so Ty. Number 4, Jalen Hurts. My God. Anybody who wasn't a believer in Jalen Hurts going into the year is going out. I mean, what he did in the Super Bowl, going toe-for-toe with Patrick Mahomes the entire game, quite arguably outplayed Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
He did.
Jalen Hurts is a special player, and I got to be honest, I wasn't a believer till they played the Packers. That's when I became a believer in Justin Hurts.
True underdog story.
He is Justin Fields with the ability to throw. And I mean, what he has been able to do this year for Philadelphia is remarkable. I got Jalen Hurts at number 4, no doubt.
Yeah, he's a true winner. Obviously, he didn't win the Super Bowl. He did everything that he could to win for them in the Super Bowl. The defense let them down. The special teams let them down. But Hurts, unbelievable player. Number 5, a young ascending talent. I think with a new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, coming in, I think he could climb to the top 3. Justin Herbert. He through the first 3 years of any NFL season, he has the most passing touchdowns out of anyone. That's a very, amazing stat on his behalf. He's an incredible player. Tremendous accuracy. Obviously can do it with his legs. He can do it all. I think the coaching change is going to help a lot. And, I think, help propel them further into the playoffs next year.
Absolutely. Number 6, Trevor Big Dog Lawrence. I knew that he was going to be special when he got into this league, and he was put in an extremely unfortunate situation in his first year with Urban Meyer and the uncertainty and not really running a true offense. Just a disaster that he was thrown into. But he has taken the step, and we've talked about Doug Peterson on this show, and we've talked about how much he's meant to that team and how much he means to Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson have an unbelievable bond, and Trevor Lawrence is only going to go up from here. He will win an MVP within the next couple of years. Mark my words on that. Trevor Lawrence, his frame, his build, his arm strength, his accuracy, everything that goes in, his leadership. Trevor Lawrence is a special player, and he's going to be a special player in this league for a very long time. And he's got plenty of weapons to throw to.
He's got the big betting machine coming in next year, too. Calvin Ridley will be off of suspension. So another weapon to go along. Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, Travis Etienne, now Calvin Ridley, who at one point was a top-tier wide receiver. So that'll be exciting to see. Number 7, we got coming in Lamar Jackson. He has won 75% of his games since being in the league in the regular season. That is second highest among all quarterbacks. The dude is a winner. He is as electric as they come in terms of a dynamic player, with his legs, his throwing ability. He hasn't really had much surrounding him for the past few years in terms of talent. I think if the Ravens, beef up and get some receivers, he could even be higher next year. There's also some rumors going around that the Jets are extremely interested in him. So, if he goes to the Jets, I think for sure he could be a top 5
scary hours
quarterback next year with how electric that offense is with all the playmakers, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, a healthy offensive line. But I personally love Lamar. I think he's a grinder. He will do anything for his team. He will put his body on the line. It's unfortunate to see the Ravens situation coming about and them kind of disrespecting him and not giving him the contract he deserves. But we'll see what happens. I'm hoping he goes to another team so we can see the true potential of Lamar.
And we talked about this in our video yesterday, so make sure you tune in and watch that as well. But number 8, we got the Raj, the bad man, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is in an odd situation. We don't know if he's going to stay or if he's going to retire. He's currently, as we record this video, on a darkness retreat, trying to find his inner self and figure out where he wants to go and what he wants to do and how he can attract attention to himself. We are Packer fans on this podcast. I think I can speak for Tyler and myself when we say that we are both ready for the Jordan Love era in Green Bay. I think tensions have just been so high with Rodgers and the Packers over the last however many years. I think the ego of Rodgers has grown far beyond Green Bay, a historic, proud franchise. And I just feel like it's time to move on. So Aaron Rodgers will most likely be playing in 2023, but be playing for a different team that probably has more weapons, whether that be Las Vegas Raiders, whether that be the New York Jets, whether that be the Carolina Panthers, right? He's going to go to a team that he's going to surround himself at a later part of his career. He's still an extreme talent. He still has the ability to do what not a lot of other quarterbacks can do. From an accuracy standpoint, yes, he has regressed. He's getting old, but going to a team where he might
hence why he's at 8.
Hence why he's at 8. Going to a team where he might have Devontae Adams again. Going to a team where he has some weapons on offense. Some veteran weapons on offense. It could it could really make Aaron Rodgers have a bounce back year and definitely make a difference for a franchise.
Yeah. All right. Number 9, this might surprise a lot of people, and it might stir up some controversy, but we truly believe that going into next year with the weapons that the Lions have on offense, they have an incredible amount of receiving weapons, 2 really good running backs, good offensive line to protect Mr. Goff. Jared Goff at the second half of the season was unbelievable. Their winning streak that they were able to put together, I felt they got ripped off not being put into the playoffs instead of the Giants. I would have loved to see the Lions, make some damage because I truly think they could have. Jared Goff had 15 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in their winning streak going into the playoffs. The man was unstoppable. We now see why he was a first overall pick, going into the draft. He still has the talent. He just needed the right situation. And here we are. Dan Campbell, Lions are rolling. They're looking like a dangerous team heading into 2023.
Number 10, a player that creates a lot of controversy. Somebody that Tyler and I have talked about in previous episodes of our show, who's had a lot of health problems and maybe shouldn't even be playing anymore, in our opinion. But Tua Tagovailoa,
when
healthy, has shown that he's a difference maker. He has accuracy. He has weapons. He has a good coach. He has an offensive-minded coach. He's got a good scheme. Tua can be a top 10 quarterback in this league. If he stays healthy and with the weapons he has, the Dolphins can be dangerous, and I truly believe the Dolphins could win a Super Bowl with Tua.
We saw the potential when Tua was healthy. They were scary.
That leaves a lot of questions, though. Should Tua continue to play? How healthy is he going to remain, right? What's the long-term health look like for Tua? These are all questions that remain and that really do need to be talked about. And not only for Tua, but for all players out there for player safety. But yes, Tua Tagovailoa, I think that when healthy, he can be a difference maker, a potential Super Bowl winner. If he has a very healthy, which we wish him the best, if he has a very healthy 2023-2024 season, look out for the Miami Dolphins. They could be a force to be reckoned with out of the AFC South. But that concludes our top 10 quarterbacks. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you agree. For daily NFL content, make sure you follow and make sure you like the shit out of the Intellectual Idiot Show, because we'll be back every single day for more NFL content.
Signing off. Thank you.